Okay, July 29th, 2026, year 7 of the COVID. It's about 5:40 in the morning, and I'm at the Flow Lake Trailhead, planning to do the Rockwall. And there is a little bit of smoke. You can't tell too much this way, but the other way looks smoky. But hopefully it's not too bad, and I think for the Rockwall, most of the views are pretty close up. Yeah, you can kind of see that way, pretty smoky. There's the Vermilion River down there. Nice. Okay, crossed, and you can see the rock wall up there. Some nice fireweed. Now I think the forest fires, which caused all this destruction, were back in 2013, but it takes quite some time for the forest to actually grow back. Not much elevation gain yet, maybe 150 meters. It's been like 3 kilometers, so it must get steeper as I get closer to the lake. And getting a flat, maybe even slightly downhill section. Seen some raspberries which look edible, so maybe if I find a good patch, see here, maybe I'll find a good patch and eat some. There's actually more views coming up this valley than I thought there was going to be. Maybe because of the forest fires, I'll get pretty good views the whole way. And starting to get the sun coming up. The amount of fireweed here is just crazy. This stuff is all fireweed and thimbleberries. Hey bear! That's nice. So, there are quite a few huckleberries here. I hope it doesn't detract from my goal of doing the Rockwall and I just stopped to pick them all. I've also had raspberries, thimbleberries, and a strawberry. Saw some Saskatoons, maybe even some currants. So yeah, lots of berries. It's actually surprising how much downhill there's been so far up this valley. Gone more than 6 kilometers, but only gained about 300 meters of elevation, which means in the next 4 kilometers have to gain about 500 meters. Here's a good view. Okay, I think I finally made it to the switchbacks, so I've got about 400 meters to go up in about 2 kilometers. So it's gonna be a steep one. Hey bear! That's nice. But now that we're in the sun, smoke looks a lot worse this way. Of course, the sky is blue and you can still see the important stuff. So I think it's gonna be a nice day still. Looking north. Should be at Flow Lake soon because I passed the 10-kilometer mark. I think it was 10 and a half at the Flow Lake. Should be just in here somewhere. Been 2 hours 7 minutes, and leaving Flow Lake now. Got some interesting curved trees, nice shaded forest, pretty cool. Probably supposed to get between 25 and 30 degrees today, so I'm happy it's cool, at least for the moment. Really nice views on the way up to Numa Pass. In the forest on my way up to the pass. Finished the first 1,000 meters elevation gain. I think to get to the pass it's about 1150. Views toward Flow Lake are nice. Still got the reflection, and terrain is easing up a bit. Starting to see mountains over to the north. So should be getting close to the pass soon. All right, just getting to Numa Pass. It's been 2 hours, 41 minutes, gone 13.3 kilometers and done about 1,125 meters elevation gain. Okay, looks nice. View looking back is also nice. Can't see the lake too well. Okay, you do get to see the lake again higher up. So far, a lot of this has been more open than I had thought. I do think that I will lose quite a bit of elevation and get into the forest, but maybe that forest will also be burnt out and I'll be able to get some views. Looks like we got some avalanche debris down there. Trail's just been like casual downhill. Okay, the downhill is getting steeper now as we get into switchbacks. Hopefully this doesn't burn out my quads, but I guess it's good training at the very least. But yeah, I'm gonna be slowing down now. Whew. This downhill is pretty relentless. Steep. Went down 350 meters or so from the pass. Not sure how much further I have to go, but it looks like it's quite a ways. Gone 16.3 kilometers so far. It's supposed to be 20 kilometers to get to the campground, so yeah, should be there at a decent time. Okay, hopefully I've done most of the elevation loss now. About 2.5 kilometers to the campground. 3 hours, 40 minutes. Should be less than a kilometer out from the campground. And I just filled up water here at the Numa Creek campground. Okay, there's directions that way, no directions this way, so maybe they're after the creek. Okay, looks like there is 7.7 kilometers to Tumbling Creek. 5 kilometers to Tumbling Pass. Okay, that's not too bad. And Okay, 4.7 kilometers to the pass, 7.4 to the campground. Trail's just going through this pretty dense bush. Not super exciting, but I did drop about 800 meters from Numa Pass down into the Numa Creek Valley. So, yep, that's how you get all these plants. Probably have to gain quite a bit of elevation to get into the alpine. Looks like we're getting some snow. Still pretty low down, only gained about 250 meters of elevation from the bottom. This bush is heinous. Got to some more snow. Looks like the trail's just over there though. Decent smoke. This mount was a bit clunky, but back on the trail, and you know, at least there's like a view right now. Okay, I think I've done a decent amount of the elevation gain, like 580 meters, and still about 1.2 kilometers to the pass, I think. Yeah, not sure exactly where the pass is, but guess I'm going on the snow. A bit surprising how much snow there is here. We're only at like 2,120 meters or so. And it's end of July. And it's been crazy hot this summer. Oh, you can see a glacier up there. Nice tunnel. Doing more uphill to get to Tumbling Pass, but at least there's glaciers. Okay, 5 hours 15 minutes on 25.86 kilometers and done about 1875 meters of elevation gain. Made it to Tumbling Pass. Hey, Glacial Lake down there, kind of blocked by the trees now. I know we don't get to go to that lake, unfortunately, but looks nice. Maybe I'll pop through here, take a look quickly, get a picture. Yeah, it's nice. Yes, very steep. Nice creek. Okay, Tumbling Creek 400 meters, Wolverine Pass 3.1 kilometers. Took a break and filled up some water. This past the Tumbling Creek campground. Now on to Wolverine Pass and then Rockwall Pass. Yeah, should be a bit less than 3 kilometers to Wolverine, and not entirely sure, but I want to say between 300 and 400 meters elevation gain. A lot of eating areas in this campground, 2 outhouses, and I hope this is the trail. It's not marked all that well. Wow, that's a nice view. Just been going up switchbacks. Gained about 250 meters from Tumbling Creek Campground, and the train is leveling out. Beautiful. Too bad there's smoke this way. Could be a nice view. I've really liked the passes so far, and this is going to be the last one. Well, Wolverine and Rockwall are very close together, so those two will be the last one. Then it is just going to be a long run out. I'm thinking mainly through forest. Okay, I'm not sure how many more views I'm going to get this way, because I don't know, it almost looks like we're going to be going down, even though the passes aren't till a bit further, apparently. Wolverine Pass is just kind of like into the left there, then Rockwall Pass is just further. I don't know if there's going to be like a dip and then go back up to the passes. It doesn't really look like it on the contour map, but I guess we'll just have to see. Now, it's a nice cliff face. I think Wolverine Pass is just kind of in here somewhere, and then maybe that trail over there takes you to Rockwall Pass. Yay. Let's see. National Park boundary, 200 meters. Paint Pot's 23.5 kilometers. Pretty close. Park boundary. So this is probably Wolverine Pass. See if we can get a view looking this way. So you can't actually see much that way because of the smoke, and well, it just doesn't look like there's that much views, but this mountain looks nice, and we have a view this way too. Okay, I think I'm almost at Rockwall Pass. Looks like it's probably just over there. And we got more of the Rockwall. Nice lake down in there. I think I'm going to take a break soon. Been 6 hours, 49 minutes. Gone 34 kilometers. Gained about 2270 or 2280 meters of elevation. Glacial lake down there. Been going on a steep downhill. Legs a bit tired from the downhill, but I think they've been doing pretty good today for the most part. Alright, about 20 kilometers to go. It's nice. Nice color. Been going uphill. Totally forgot about this section. Yeah, I think I have to gain like 200 meters or so. I mean, I knew that I had more elevation to gain, I just didn't remember where, but it is pretty soon. And I didn't fill up water, but there's been a surprising amount of water on the trail, so I should be able to find something. And I think I still have a decent amount left, because last time I filled up, got like a bit more than a liter, I think. So yeah, that uphill was about 210 meters. So I've done 2490 meters in total. And heading down again. Trail is getting bumpy and steep. Got a bit of an opening finally. I think this must be Helmet Falls. Wonder where the campground is. Looks like there's still decent ways to descend into the valley. Okay. Paint Pots, 14.7 kilometers. It's like a ranger cabin or something here. Patrol cabin. Opening in the forest. Thank you. It's hot out and starting to feel a bit tired. Been trying to push it a bit this last hour, and apparently that wasn't a good idea. Okay, just drank a lot of water, ate a power bar. 6.2 kilometers to go to the Paint Pots. So I've gone 50 kilometers now. It's been 9 hours 43 minutes. I have slowed down because I took that rest, needed to drink all that water. Still not feeling the greatest. Gonna walk for a little bit, eat some food, let this water kick in, and then I think I'm gonna start to feel better. And once that happens, oh man, there's uphill. Once that happens, maybe I'll be able to run. Grouse and a baby grouse? Or maybe it's a male and a female. Probably male and female. Okay, starting to feel significantly better, even though I gained 50 meters of elevation from the campground. 2.7 kilometers to the Paint Pots and 3.7 kilometers to the highway. So I met up with Dad with about 1.7 kilometers to go, and now we're at the Paint Pots. Actually pretty nice. More pots.
A lot of people like walking, you know,
Yeah.
in the river. Refreshing again.
Mm-hmm. Crossing the Vermilion River again. Finished the Rockwall. Is 2,723 meters elevation gain, 56.42 kilometers, and 10 hours 53.5 minutes.